Alright, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, we are live in full effect right here, right now with the West Coast finest. We got Poppa XO right here live on the line. How are you doing this evening?
Man, what's the deal? How you feeling, man? I'm blessed. I can't complain, bro.
Hey, I gotta say, first and foremost, man, I've been really vibing to your music out here in Canada, man. So, first and foremost, man, thank you so much for just giving us a little bit of your time this evening.
Hey, nah, man, I appreciate y'all time. Good looking out. I appreciate y'all appreciate y'all tapping in, you know?
But I gotta ask you, Papa, like taking you back to the beginning of your musical career, man, like what actually inspired and sparked the amazing career of Poppa XO?
All right, so man, it's a long story. You know, my dad did music, you know, so I didn't have a studio in every house that I didn't live in. You know, my dad is he one of three of the Young Murder Squad West Coast group back in the '90s. '96 they had to deal with Priority Records, but I was never inspired to do music. You know what I'm saying? I was in love with football. You know, I thought that was gonna be my ticket and my way out. And I had a best friend. You know, he did music. That was his dream. And unfortunately, he passed away back in 2014. But briefly right before he passed, you know, one day we were just freestyling or whatever, and he was just telling me like, bro, like, you know, you could really rap, you could really go crazy. And you know, I wasn't really into it. I was in the streets at the time, so right before he passed, I ended up telling him like, you know, let's do a mixtape. You know, let's really do something. And he didn't even think I was serious because I was so against it before, but you know, I was serious about it. And unfortunately, like I said, he had passed away before we got a chance to do any music. And I had told him that I was gonna start taking it serious, and I ain't never looked back. So I've been doing music ever since, man.
And also as well, man, I want to take you back to around that same time, man, because I dug in the crates for some of these questions, man. And I want to take you back to October of 2015, man, when you actually dropped one of your first projects, and it was actually called Keep It 100, man. I was wondering if you can tell our listeners what sparked the creation of that project, and of course, is it still circulating the internet to actually be purchased or streamed today?
Yeah, it's still out there for purchase and streams. It's on all platforms for sure. And Keep It 100, to be honest, that was just a mixtape that I was doing. I wasn't even serious about music at the time when I did it, and you know, I was just in a house in the studio all the time because the streets was hot. You know, there was a lot going on in the streets, and I was just trying to stay out the way. So I was in the studio all day, every day, and then when I was playing my music for my friends and my homeboys, because I wasn't gonna put it out, but I was playing it, and everybody was feeling it. So they was like, "You should drop a tape," and you know, I just put it out. So that's what kind of inspired me to keep going. Though once I started hearing the opinions and everybody was rocking with Keep It 100, you know, that kind of inspired me to keep going too. Like once people started hearing it and they started believing in it, you know.
And I gotta say, man, it is a phenomenal project as well. So everybody that is listening, make sure you actually go out there and check out some earlier Poppa XO records, man. I gotta say, it's phenomenal.
For sure, for sure. Y'all go tap in, man.
And also, man, January 12th of 2017, you actually released the album Stick to the Script that was actually hosted by One Time Beats. I was wondering if you could tell our listeners the story and inspiration behind that project, and of course, what was it like actually just pairing up with One Time?
And one time, you know, he one of my close friends too, and we came in the game together. Around the time that I started doing music, he was getting started too. He was doing the beats, and you know, I was rapping. And Stick to the Script, you know, I was going through a lot in my personal life. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I just kept on hearing is like, you know, you got to stay down, you got to be strong, you got to stick to the script. No matter what's going on around you, you got to remain focused on the prize. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the name Stick to the Script came from, and all the songs on that project is based around that. You feel me?
And I gotta say as well, does yourself and One Time, are you guys still connected, and do you guys have any current projects in the works?
Yeah, we still connected. That's my boy, man. Like I said, he's one of my close friends. We ain't did no music recently, you know, but we do got something coming very, very soon. And we ain't came up with a name for the project yet, but we definitely finna get something going.
And also, man, you actually own and operate your own label called MTMG XO Music Group, man. I was wondering if you could tell our listeners a bit more about your company, and of course, who is currently signed to you today?
Right now, I'm an artist on NTMG. My little brother, OSG Zion, he goes crazy. He's another artist on NTMG. And NTMG stands for making the music good, making the money good, making the money good. And I partnered up with my boy Trey, man. He a phenomenal dude, great dude, you know, real genuine dude. And, you know, he seen something in me that a lot of people didn't see. And, you know, he took it upon himself, and God put it on his heart for him to, you know, invest in me. So, you know, that's where NTMG came from. It came from us, you know, putting our minds together and coming together and just trying to do something positive. You know what I'm saying?
And I gotta say as well, man, like for individuals, are you accepting new artists? And if so, like how can individuals go about sending you their demos?
I'm collaborating with artists. But I'm a guy that's still I'm getting it out the mud myself, so I wouldn't necessarily say, I'm signing artists, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want an artist depending on me, and I'm still getting it out the mud myself. You get what I'm saying? So, all in all, I'm collaborating with artists from all over. Whoever want to do some music, man, my Instagram is at PoppaXO, POPPA_XO. That's my Twitter, that's my Facebook, everything. So, any artist that's, that's listening and want to collab, man, tap in. I'm doing all collabs. We can make something nice.
And also, as well, you have actually done some phenomenal work with an individual by the name of SB the Great. On a project titled Suffocate. I was wondering, how did yourself and SB actually get connected? And of course, what was it like working with him on Suffocate?
SB, that's my boy, Spiffy Luciano. That's his little brother. Me and Spiffy, we go back a few years around when I first started doing music as well. He's another phenomenal artist out the West Coast. And like I say, that's his little brother. And, we all just hang out together. So I got a studio, and, we just be putting up and doing music together. It don't even be playing. I just work with all my people. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I gotta say, you guys had a phenomenal collaboration there. So hopefully down the line we can actually see some more of PoppaXO and SB the Great.
Sure, for sure. We're gonna be out for sure. We finna do an EP that should be out before the end of the year.
And also, February 11th of last year, you actually released the album titled The Westmont Project. I was wondering if you could tell our listeners the story behind that phenomenal record, and of course, where can we actually snag ourselves some copies today?
And you can get the Westmont Project on everything. It's on Google Play, it's on iTunes, it's on Tidal, it's on YouTube, it's everywhere. Anywhere you can download music, you can get the Westmont Project, man. And that's my latest project, my favorite project. It's my most personal project. I'm from Westmont, California. It's a small section out of South Central, and that's where the name comes from. It just talks about, my growth as a man and where I am today, and the things that I went through that made me who I am today, and growing up in Westmont,
And I gotta ask as well, man, do you actually have any hard copies for the old school listeners that really do still love that CD format?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So how does individuals actually snag themselves a copy? Do they just hit you up on Instagram, or do they have to go to a certain website?
I have a link in my bio to where you can email me. You can email my management team. My father's a part of my management team, G Wayne, and you can my other boy, NTMZ Trey. Another part of my management team. You can contact those two. You can contact me directly, and if we got to mail you the copy, we can mail you the copy. If not, you can purchase it online.
And as you mentioned earlier before, your father is also your mentor as well, G Wayne of the Young Murder Squad. And I was wondering, man, what is it like working alongside your father? And of course, do you guys have any projects currently in the works together, like a father and son record?
Man, me and my dad is always working. My dad is a big part of what I do. He's a big critic on me. My dad has a great ear for music. He got a great ear for beats. He got a great ear for lyrics. To me, my dad is a musical genius. I learned a lot from my dad. So, me and my dad's still making music. He's still making beats. He got music on the way, and we definitely got stuff on the way. Me and my dad, that's gonna be crazy. I can't wait for y'all to hear that.
And also as well, man, February 16th of this year, you actually released a single titled Can't Make This Up. I gotta ask you, man, can you tell our listeners a bit more about that phenomenal single? And of course, where can we actually stream that today?
You can stream that everywhere, also iTunes, Google Play, all download platforms. Can't Make This Up, that's a record. That's like one of my favorite songs right now. That is basically, the title is based on the song. Everything that I'm talking about in the song, it can't be made up. It comes from a real place. It's stuff that I really went through in my life. It's stuff that I'm still going through. It's stuff that I didn't see. So I came up with the title, I Can't Make This Up, because it's just a real song. It's a pain song. It's a struggle song, but it also gives hope. You know what I'm saying? And everything that I'm talking about in the song, it can't be made up. It's real. It's authentic.
And I gotta say as well, man, when your father, G Wayne, actually sent me that song, man, I mean, that shit actually melted my speakers, man, but in a good way. I loved it, and right then and there when I heard that joint, I was like, yo, we gotta get PoppaXO up on the radio station.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all having me on the rail. It's a blessing.
But anything else you still want to talk about or promote?
I got a lot of music coming out, man. I'm finna drop a new single called Shots Fired. I just did the video for that a few days ago. So be on the lookout for that. That's coming out real soon. It's gonna be on all digital download platforms. It's a single, it's not a project. I got another single I'm finna drop for Street Life with ONDP. He got a Mobile, Alabama. He signed with Sick With It Records in E40. So I'm looking fortunate to that. We finna get the video done at the end of this month, man. And then after that, I'm gonna drop another project. So man, stay tuned, man. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be real crazy.
Hey, it most definitely sounds like this is the year of pop of dope
Yeah,
projects coming our way, man. I'm excited.
I'm excited too, man. I'm excited too, man. Thank you for having me.
But also, Papa, this is quickly the time right before I wrap things up that I give a chance for the individual that does slide into the radio station airwaves. Just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to. But most of all, man, your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated everything Papa XO if they're not already doing so.
Sure, man. Y'all go check me out at POPPA_XO. That's my Instagram. That's my Twitter, man. Follow me on everything. Go download my music. Shout out to my pops, man. He one of my mentors. You know, he believed in me from the go. He still invested in me, man. So shout out to my pops. Shout out to my team, NTNG, man. My financial advisors. And, you know, all the fans, man. I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. And, you know, I wouldn't be able to do this without the blessing of God. So I always give grace and I always give, you know, honor to God for, you know, allowing me to even do what I do. You feel me?
Hey, man, most definitely. I gotta say, Papa, thank you so much again, man, for just taking the time out of your busy evening and sliding into the 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM airwaves, man. It was an honor and most definitely a privilege, and hopefully down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon.
Man, definitely, definitely. I appreciate y'all having me on the real. Stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of fireworks going on.
Hey, man, you are most certainly welcome. We most definitely will be sure to stay tuned, man. But for now, most definitely have yourself a wonderful night out there on the West Coast.
Yes, sir. You too, man.